Have you ever thought about what happens when you tap your card at your favorite store or enter your details on that e-commerce website? It's instant, right? But behind the scene, there's a speed relay happening with multiple players involved before the money moves. My name is Noah Oyene and welcome to Payment Crunch. In today's episode, we'll be looking at payment processing via the card rail. Every card payment, either online or in-store, involves multiple players. The card holder, which is you, the person making the payment, the merchants, the business accepting the payment, the payment gateways such as Stripe, PayPal, Aiden, who are the middlemen that secure, capture, and encrypt your payment details, sending them to the payment processor. The payment processor routes the transactions between the bank and the network. We also have the acquirer, which are the merchant's bank that holds the merchant's fund and receive money from the card network. The card network, like Visa, MasterCard, American Express, facilitates communications between the acquirer and the issuer. And then the issuer, the banks that issued the card and approves or declines payment. Third-party payment provider who offers alternative payment options like buy now, pay later, or wallet-based payments like the Apple Pay and the Google Pay. Now let's see how these players work together. Every card payment follows 3 steps: authorization, clearing, and settlement. In authorization, the payment is either approved or declined, and it starts by you tapping or inserting your card details. The payment gateway captures your details and sends them to the payment processor. The payment processor sends the request to the acquirer. The acquirer is the merchant's bank, the bank of the seller, and at this point they are evaluating the transaction to ensure that data provided are accurate and the merchant is allowed to receive payment. After this, the acquirer forwards the request to the card network and the network sends it to the issuing bank for approval. At this point, the bank either approves or declines the payment and sends the response back through the same channel. If the payment is approved, the merchant receives an authorization code and the transaction moves to settlement. If declined, the response includes a decline code such as insufficient fund, card expired, or suspected fraud. Clearing is another integral aspect of card payment processing. The card network gathers all transactions for the day and send them to the issuer as well as the acquirer for processing and reconciliation. At this point, both parties are evaluating their inflows and potential outflows. And when this is done, it moves to the final stage, which is called the settlement. Settlement is where the money moves. Don't forget, the first stage, which is authorization, is just an exchange of data. Money hasn't moved. However, the buyer and the seller have been notified of this transaction. But in settlement, the money moves from one party's bank to the other party's bank. The issuer sends the fund to the card network. Card network, having reviewed all ledgers, forward the fund to the acquirer, which is the merchant's bank. The acquirer then debits this money into the merchant's account, minusing every fee. Simple, right? Yes. So why then do we need payment gateway, processor, and third-party service provider? Payment gateway secure your card details and send them over to the processor for approval. This is majorly used in an online transaction, while the processor handles routing and approval process between banks and the network. Third-party payment providers provide an alternative and different way to payment, such as buy now, pay later, and digital wallet. For all this to work, every party in the transaction are compensated. The merchant pay fees as well as the cardholder also pay, and this transaction fee goes between 1.5% to 3%, which is all shared by every party in the scheme. We have fees like interchange fee, processing fee. The interchange fee goes to the issuing bank to cover the risk and cost of issuing the card. The assessment fee goes to the card network for providing infrastructure, while the processing fee goes to payment processor or acquirer for handling the transaction. So next time you tap your card, remember there's an entire network of players working behind the scene to make it happen. From your bank to merchant and even third-party payment provider. Everyone plays a part in making sure the transaction go through. If you've enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Payment Crunch for more insight on how payments work. And until I come your way next time, stay curious. Thank you.